Countdown. Dun-dun-dun-dun, dun-dun, dun-dun-dun, dun-dun.
New Age Media and Entertainment.
Welcome back to another episode of Football Talk Tuesday. I'm Ray Nelson Jr. and my man Marcus Soul in the building. What's
Hey,
up with it, brother?
the Niners snapped that 3-game losing streak, haters.
Absolutely.
I know
Felt
y'all
good about that.
that.
I think everybody trying to get focused is a time in the season to get focused. But yeah, that was a good win for the 49ers. We back with another one. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Colorado, Arizona, and Coach Prime and recruits.
What's the kid name? Hold up. What's the kid name? Jaden Lewis or whatever. What's his name?
No, you're talking about the decline.
The who?
The decommitters.
No, sir. Here, I'll tell you. You got it, but let me remind you.
Oh! Hold on. I know who you're talking about. I got him. We're gonna talk about that. Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels is probably one of the greatest performances in college football history. They point out a couple other guys.
9 yards passing, and a pedestrian, effortless 24 yards rushing.
Like Lamar Jackson, who? Who is this? Oh my God, that was amazing.
That LSU game.
I watched the highlights of it, so I seen him. I was just like, he was doing everything, bro. It was like a video game.
Yeah, he made that look too easy. It wasn't like he looked like Vince in the national championship game where he was just gouging them, but he was gouging them.
Yeah, for big runs, super big runs. But yeah, we're gonna talk about him. We're gonna talk about the AAP top 25 right now. We're getting into the thick of things as we go into week 11, or was it 11 or 12?
I think 11.
11. Good evening, Geneva is in the building.
What's up, Geneva?
We got so we got the top 25 in college football. So the top 5, we have Georgia at number 1, Michigan at number 2, Ohio State at number 3.
Can we see the rankings?
Yes, let me. I'm sure.
I'll put that up there, brother man.
Yeah. Here we go. Hold on, let me do that. I need to turn down my TV. It's in the background. Don't want to get a violation from YouTube.
We hear your TV in the background.
Right. What is
copyrighted material?
Right. Here we go. Can you see that, or is it too small?
You can't expand it just a little bit.
Let's see.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you keep doing that. Whatever you just did, do it again. There you go. That's better. There we go.
Okay. All right. So AP, the top 25, top 4 teams I think will make the playoffs. We'll talk about that, and then Mark, you can give me yours too. But here's our top 15 of the top 25. I think after 10 or after 15, who cares? And so this is what we're going to give you, a truncated version. Number 1, we got Georgia. Number 2, Michigan. Number 3, Ohio State. Number 4, Florida State. Number 5, Washington. Number 6, Oregon. 7, Texas. 8, Alabama. 9, Louisville.
And look at
10,
the papers at 10.
Oregon State. Number 10. You gotta love it. I'm excited. I mean, you know, for our Oregon State Beavs, they go to play Washington this weekend, so it's going to be interesting. I think they can get them.
Bro,
I'm confident.
we built to beat them.
Yeah, I'm confident that they can beat them.
We're going to get out there and play big boy ball and run it down their throat and play good defense.
I think we're going to do it. But, you know, we're homers, so keep that in mind. But that's where I'm going is with them. And so at number 11, we got Missouri. Number 12, Penn State. 13, Mississippi. 14, Oklahoma. And number 15, LSU with that young guy right there, Jaden Daniels. And so he reignites the Heisman Trophy campaign with a historic game.
Hey, hold up, though.
Mm-hmm.
If you Arizona State, you got to be kicking yourself because you
Why
know
you said that.
he was at Arizona State, bro. He transferred from Arizona State, dog.
Holy shit!
Because just think about it, if you're Arizona State right now, looking at that kid, like what? Like how did you lose out on that guy?
Man,
I just wanted to throw that in there.
I just think the stars aligned for him. I mean, he probably was already a good player, but it's just like this is a game of the ages, bro. For the ages, I guess that's how you said that. I mean, that when you sent me that information this weekend, I was like, the fuck? I'm like, what's going on? Like, I couldn't believe that you had. I was just like, are you serious?
Hey, bro, I just so happened to catch that game. And I was like, because I was just thumbing through the games, and then I was like, okay, LSU and who were they playing? I forgot who they. Florida.
Yeah, Florida.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, let me see what's going on, and then I seen him. I think I got there right when he broke off one of it was like I think the third quarter, but he broke a long one. But he made that shit look effortless, and then they was like, oh yeah, he's thrown for 200, and he's just rushed for 200. What?
Like what?
What?
Shit.
I'm like, God damn. Because, see, I've been watching the Pack all day.
Mm-hmm.
Shedeur, the kid at Washington, Bo Nix. I mean, dude, even that cat at the little short kid at Arizona, he balling. Like, Arizona literally might play Washington, I think. Either Washington or Oregon is going to play Arizona in the Pac-12 championship because SC is done.
Okay. They're over. Yeah. So because they're it's the Pac South versus the Pac North, right?
Pac North, yeah, something like that.
So Oregon State is what, Pac North?
Yeah. So if we win out, we there.
Right. So we gotta be.
We gotta be Washington.
The only game, right. Washington and Oregon, right? So that's craziness, you know. So here's what I got for so I said the top 4 teams I picked to go to the playoffs this year is gonna be Georgia, Michigan, Florida State, and Oregon. Your thoughts?
So you think Oregon gonna take over from Washington?
Yes, I think they're better than Washington. Washington got one on them, but I just it's something about Oregon, just watching that team and how they're built. They're not built like a traditional Pac-10, 12 team. You know what I mean? They have more of that pro, SEC type of thing going on.
Don't you say that. Don't you say that.
They do.
Don't you say that. That's why the Pac-12 has died now because of that.
No. But you're not feeling me. I'm talking about no. This team. I mean, it's okay, bro. I mean, there's success with this,
that
bro.
That hurts my heart when I hear that.
But it shouldn't though, bro, because they still pass the ball. They do throw the ball. They slang the joint like Pac-10 do. That's what we do out here. But the one thing I'm seeing is the physicality of the Ducks, the size of them, and their ability to run the football. And then you got Bo Nix playing crazy. I mean, that helps him, of course, when you can run the football the way they do. Oregon, they just been winning. You know what I
Well,
mean?
no,
They just been winning.
look. I ain't discredit what you're saying. You right about your assessment of them. What I'm saying is, I hate the optics of that because that's what most people think.
Right.
When they look at it, they go, "Oh well, yeah." The analogy is they look like an SEC team, and it's like, stop it, people. Stop.
I'm just saying, like, well, yeah, okay. So I hear what you're saying. It's like, but it's the style. He comes from that conference, right?
Well, all of them. The coach, the quarterback. I mean, but look, the Pac-12. You got to remember. Shit. Even
But think about it like this, though, Mark. When Oregon was getting those shots when they played Auburn and in the championship, those type of things. And one of the things that was glaring was the fact that it was the size. Oregon had the speed and the skill positions and all that kind of thing.
Right,
but when it came, they didn't have the size. And all I'm saying is you fast forward to what we're looking at now and how a lot of Pac-10 teams are doing it. You know what I mean? They're getting bigger, more physical. You know what I mean? They're still passing the ball. I think it's still remnants of what was once the Pac-12 or Pac-10.
Hold on. You remember Jonathan Ogden was a beast. Lincoln Kennedy were beasts. They were shit. Them motherfuckers were 6'8", 6'7", 350.
Right.
Coming out.
I don't know. Like, well, maybe I'm just thinking like how Georgia looks or how Alabama looks.
Yeah, I know that's what I'm saying. I mean, that's the right assessment. That is the right assessment.
Right. But it just sounds dirty saying it.
Dirty. Oh, man.
I feel you. No cap, but I feel like I said, Oregon is on the outside looking in right here in this top 5 thing. I think I think Oregon's better than Florida State. Ohio State, I just don't believe them.
Oregon will blast them.
Yeah, I don't believe Ohio State. Washington is just one of those kind of things. I mean, they can move. Oregon. I mean, why not? But I don't think that can work out like that, right? Oregon and Washington get into the playoff in the top 4.
If let's say, I mean,
so Ohio State got to lose, Florida State and Washington are all undefeated. Washington's gonna lose to Oregon State. They finna drop.
Washington either gonna lose to us or Washington State liable to sneak up and knock their ass out.
I'm saying, also, man, listen,
it's a rivalry, and I think it's in Pullman, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. I'm thinking, but here's the thing, though, man. I say Oregon because I like that team. I mean, how they're built and how they're coached and all of that. But the Civil War game, I'm rolling with my Beavers though, right? So, I'm looking for my Beavers to kind of go out strong, beat Washington and beat Oregon. That's going to be something to talk about.
If we beat Washington and Oregon, we go into the playoffs as a 1-loss team. Oh, wait a minute, 2 losses.
We lost 2 losses.
Ooh.
Outside looking in, that's where we'll probably be at 5. You know what I'm saying? We'd probably jump to 5. We could pull that off. We jump to 5 or even 4. And it all depends on what's going to happen with these guys.
So if Michigan could beat Ohio State, Florida State got to lose to. Have they already beat Clemson?
I don't know. We're gonna look that up. But yeah, I mean, we would take a little bit to get Oregon. Yeah, Oregon State couldn't make it in because I think the 2 losses will hurt them.
But they undefeated. Are they undefeated at home?
At home, yeah.
That's fucked up, bees.
They only got, and their away record is 3-2. So they solid, bro. I can't wait till they have 12 teams because right now it'd be super crazy, if we had once the 12 team playoff kicks in. I never really was a fan of the 4 team and all this the intricate stuff you had to do to find the 4 teams. I thought they should have jumped off the top and did 12 teams. They was worried about the bowl games, just like they implemented them when it came to those 4 games. They could have did it with 12 bowl games.
Yeah, I mean, I always thought that was stupid anyway. Because
they could have started the playoffs in November this month, or you know what I'm saying?
Playoffs in November, but just integrate
or December
bowls into the playoffs.
No, what I'm saying is if you're gonna have a 12-team tournament, you got to think that's gonna be 4 weeks of football. So that's 1 month, right? Because you're having games on those subsequent weekends until the championship.
So what you do? Hold up. So what you do to keep the integrity of the bowls? That first, I mean, and now you generate more revenue for those bowls that we didn't care about anyway.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
something like the Liberty Bowl might feature,
the first round game.
First round, exactly. First, and then you build the bowls as you progress. The bowls get bigger and more. It's like,
and so you play in the Final Four on New Year's or that time, and then the championship can be 2 weeks out in the middle of January, like they've been doing anyway.
Like they've been doing, right. And then for the constellation, and then you can still even have them other bullshit bowls that there's
you can still do that. Yeah, you still do that for those schools that that they competed, but you get the best teams that don't make it, to be in those bowl games. You know what I'm saying? Those are good matchup games. You set up the best matchups, you know what I mean, and you use those. And you still can get eyes on them though. But I always thought that they could have started the playoffs, like I said, the end of this month or starting in December, the first week, boom, boom, boom. Christmas, you have you're at the final, you seeing who's getting to the Final Four. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's when you having that on Christmas.
The Final Four is the Sugar Bowl, Rose Bowl, Cotton Bowl, and Orange Bowl. Those are the big ones anyway.
Right. Boom. And so there you go. And then the last one is what?
For the money.
Yeah, the Fiesta Bowl. So, I think I just don't understand why it took so long for them to try to figure this out because, Division 3 has a tournament. Division 2, I believe they have the same tournament or, structure or whatever. And I've always like that, like the NFL playoffs, that type of thing. But 12 teams at minimum should have always been the deal. You know what I'm saying? Right. I mean, you really could do 16 if we're being greedy, but that might be a bit much. But I think that 12 teams off the rip, that's what it should have been. That off the rip,
always should have. It's like we'll look back and be like, why? And then they'll talk about where there were these bowls and the money tied to the bowls and it's like, come on.
That wasn't good enough, though. Think about that argument, though, for a second, though, bro. That was the weakest shit ever. I remember that was the talking points on sports radio during that time when they decided was the current format would be the format. And I was still pissy about it, though, bro. I wasn't happy with it when they said, "Oh, we're gonna play." I think it was this little bitty punk ass playoff, 4 teams.
Right.
You feel me? Like, what the fuck? I mean, it was terrible, bro. I hate
it. Was still rigged, basically.
It was dumb, bro. It was super dumb. I was just like, until they get like 12 teams, because any team can lose. So all that, you better take care of your business during the regular season. When you get into 12 teams, it's like, man, if you one of the top 12 teams in this nation, you got action. You got action if you get in and just some, and we're talking money, right? So what the fuck? You don't think that's gonna generate no money?
Right.
Shit. Man, we're doing that every week we watching the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Like, please, watching it.
It's gonna have that same excitement. It's gonna have that same kind of energy around it.
It's gonna be bigger, and then you become the Liberty Bowl opening round champion, as you move on to the next, whatever. Right. And man, come on, bro. You use all the bowl games to represent those games. But anyway, next year we gonna get the 12 teams, and so I mean, better late than never. After 10 years, you know what I'm saying, of this nonsense.
30 years. Because remember back when we in the 90s, remember they voted. You didn't even play for it. You won, and at the end they vote. Like, what?
No, remember they had the AP, the UP, USA Today, and all these different news outlets who had their own champions.
Right.
Like at the end of the season.
Like, are you serious? Like, you're supposed to win on the field. Like, who vote? Like,
voted national champion. I mean, they thought that shit was tight. I never respected that. I never cared. I never cared who the national championship was because of that. I only cared about who won the conference, the Pac-10 at the time, who won the conference, and did you guys pull it out in the bowl game? You know what I mean? Against
Right.
the Big Ten. That's all I gave a shit about. I never cared about the national. I mean, well, I take that back. I would definitely watch the championship game back then. But as far as like, that
Not
whole
disrespecting the
idea,
whole championship.
yeah.
It was like, it was retarded. It really
Well,
was.
it was lopsided too, because you remember I did think about that for a second. You had Miami Hurricanes.
Yeah,
The Huskies was strong
it was the East
that
Coast
year, one of them
bias.
years. Yeah, yeah. Good thing with this internet shit that don't exist as much anymore. So they can try it, but people got access now. But let's
Right.
see here. Moving right along though. We're gonna go back to the young brother, but I want to talk about Dion. And we was talking about
Let's talk about come on.
So the Colorado, they lose to Arizona 34-31. So and that's so now Colorado's now 4-6. And we were talking about recruiting, right? And how he's a persuasive speaker and how he probably would have the edge with recruiting. And so we have two kids right here that had decommitted, and this kid can change his mind and go back. I mean, he doesn't go until 2025, but then that ain't that far away. So anyway, he decommits from Sanders, and this kid Juwan Johnson favored to pick LSU after decommitting from Colorado. Then today I heard Stephen A. Smith talking about, since they fired Jimbo over there at Texas A&M, that Dion should go there, or they should somehow buy Colorado out of their contract and him go over there, because then he'll really have all the tools he needs to be able to compete,
and the resources
and all that good stuff. All right. So
let's talk. Okay, so let's talk about the decommits.
Yes. What's this? Winston Watkins Jr. He's a 5-star recruit.
So kids like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a part of the business.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna happen. And so I saw that, and I didn't read too much into it. Only thing I looked at that is, okay, that's a national headline because of what Dion's doing in Colorado, and what we've been talking about all year. Like, hey, he gonna get some guys.
Right.
And just like this guy decommitted, somebody on Alabama is going to transfer, one of them big mammoths, one of them big mutants.
Right.
It's going to transfer from Alabama, Georgia, or Auburn to Colorado. It's going to happen, because you got to remember, somebody is okay. One of them big mutants on one of those teams is not happy and is licking his chops to go play for Dion down in Colorado. To be that guy, to be one of those guys.
He's going to definitely be a beneficiary of the transfer portal. Absolutely.
Oh yeah. So I don't, decommit. That shit happen all the time. You think you got this kid, and then all of a sudden, somebody put him, especially nowadays, somebody put a better deal together. Okay, he can go over here and want to play, but it's gonna happen in the reverse too. Somebody that committed to Saban or even Clemson, or maybe already on the team, is sitting there going, especially Clemson.
I mean, the thing is with Clemson though, they young. That's a young ball club though.
Exactly, that's a young ball club with some big behemoth over there that's not happy.
Yeah, but I mean, they starting to win. They playing better football.
They're playing better football, but he don't like his D-line coach. The D-line coach don't know what he's doing. He didn't even play. I'm just talking.
I got you.
But his D-line coach is coaching him on some BS. He don't like the motherfucker, and at the same time, the motherfucker ain't never played, and he trying to coach. I'm a 5-star. I'm gonna go over here with Warren Sapp finna be next year. I can learn a lot from him and Dion rather than this dude. I ain't want to say it how I really want to say it, but this dude here that ain't never played, but he somehow is my D-line coach.
Yeah, I mean that's cool. But I don't think there's going to be too much of that. There'll be some of that. I don't know that that's going to be. I don't think everybody. There's a lot of schools to go to. That's what I'm saying. He gonna get some.
It's a lot of right, and it's a lot of players to pick from because of that port.
Yeah. The thing is, man, it's like we can talk about him getting the talent and getting the tools. Ultimately, he's gonna have to do better as a coach because I still feel like there's deficits. There's deficits there, bro.
Bro, they won one game last year, so he's 4 games better than the coaching staff that they had last year.
Well, I mean, he got a whole new team too.
He got a whole new team, and see, this is the other thing that's in the air right now.
What's that?
What Josh McDaniels did at Oakland, being a my scheme is superior to the athlete. No, it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Just like your boy Jumbo Fisher that just got fired. See, a lot of what's happening too right now is that whole thing is being exposed, where these coaches thinking that they're smarter than the athletes, or their scheme is smarter than the athletes. And I've been saying this all season. Like with Colorado, the offensive coordinator should be building his game plan to get the ball into playmakers' hands. But they don't do that. They think that, they get cute and fancy. And Kyle Shanahan shows you, I got a good scheme, but my scheme is to get the ball into Debo's hand when he's healthy. You see, they spread the ball around to all our stars.
Right.
How does Devontae Adams in a game only catches one pass or gets targeted one time? And then the one time he's targeted, it's an overthrown ball. You feel me? Josh Jacobs is still one of the best running backs in the league, and Josh McDaniels is supposed to be this offensive guru, but he can't seem to get him the ball right.
Well, I think like this, I agree with that. I think what's happening though, is the coaches that actually are evolving, when it comes to running offenses and stuff like that, and they're not caught up in their own, on some ego shit. Which that sounds like that those type of coaches are kind of going away. Those would be the more successful coaches, And
well, that's okay. Did you have a chance to look at that video with Shady McCoy, Mike Vick, and Jackson?
I meant to look at that. I didn't get a chance to see that.
Oh, here. Let's go to my page and pull that up because all you people out there, this is why Chip Kelly is dealing with some karma right now. He's dealing with karma because he's a guy that got when he was in Oregon, he put the ball in playmakers' hands. Jermichael's, Royce Freeman, all you saw was him put the ball in play, and then he got to Philly, and all of a sudden. Oh, okay. I'm smart. I'm that guy now. And he gutted the team. And look what happened. You got Mike Vick at Q. Like everybody was like, happy, ready to see what he's going to do with them. And he gutted the team because he said, it's my scheme.
Right. But here's the thing. Like, and I hear where you're going with that, but it's the same thing like with Deion. It's like as a coach, when he came into Colorado, for instance, as a coach, you build, you build the program up, or you take what you got or whatever. I'm saying you still get Shiloh and Shador and Travis over, and some other guys though, but the entire team, but that's his way of thinking and going about the thing, right? And I feel like, personally, you keep some of those players. If you're a good coach, you you should be able to. I mean, because they were competitive this year, regardless of what their record is, and people, kind of coming down on them as a program. I mean, they definitely, like you said, they're successful in terms of what they did last year. But Dion, that was his ego. I got Louis, right? Ain't that what he was saying?
Yeah.
And so, and then, things is going to be rocky. I guess we got to wait a little bit, give him a little bit more time though.
Yeah,
we got to see what's going to happen. Yeah, I got to, remind myself that this is his first year. You know what I mean?
But hold up though. Let's go back. How much of that game did you watch?
Which one, of Colorado?
Yeah.
Oh, I watched most of it.
Okay. Did you see when they ran off tackle, how many yards they got?
They was able to move the ball.
he ran it, Ray. He ran it one motherfucking time. He never went back to it. He ran that. It was like a little off tackle kind of sweep, and they got like 8-9 yards, and he never ran it again.
So is this the new coordinator?
Yeah, the new dude. If I'm Dion, I'm firing both of them. Yeah, dog. Go to Michigan State. I need an offensive coordinator that his scheme is a scheme, but his philosophy is to put the ball in playmakers' hands every single play. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. It ain't rocket science, bro. Look at the Niners. For real, bro. I'm telling you, these dudes get in here thinking I'm so smart. Oh, I'm so smart. Oh, my scheme is this. Oh, my scheme is that. Really? And I go back to the 49ers and Kyle Shanahan. We feeds the ball to McCaffrey, and then the only time McCaffrey don't get the ball is he's on the sideline getting some rest, and we might sprinkle that other cat in there or Debo on a sweep, or we use
a cross buck.
Yeah, dude, we use Kyle. He got his scheme, but his scheme is to get the ball in those weapons' hands. And at the college level, like I said, bro, okay, let's go back to Clemson. If we go back to you probably so Clemson played Tennessee last year in the Citrus Bowl, and we were sitting there watching that game. And Clemson, all they had to do was big boy with Tennessee, and it would have been a close game, and they probably would have won the game. But the offensive coordinator kept getting cute, trying to make the freshman quarterback be the sensation, but he wasn't ready. And guess what?
That's the same shit. Man, pick off.
But hold on, guess what Tennessee did?
What they do?
Pound it, and then threw the ball after pounding your ass, and it just made everything. And Monday morning, I told my brother, we were sitting there watching it together. I said, come Monday, offensive coordinator gonna be fired. Because there ain't nowhere in the world you should be just sitting there with Clemson, who you are. Man, you got beasts up front. You just as big as Tennessee.
Right.
You ain't running the ball for. And that's what when we played, we had a guy that was an offensive coordinator that he was hell-bent on showing that the option can work in the Pac-10 instead of going, okay, I'm trying to win games. Oh, by the way, we run this.
Right.
You
they
see
want to run a wing. They want to run a veer, nigga.
The same, man. We ran 3 plays: triple option, and then double option, and then the counter. That's all we ran. This dumb. But what I'm saying is, the game that they doing now, he could have been the godfather of that. Because we had those bubble screens, we had shotgun, read.
And you guys had athletes. You had some good athletes on that team, and I think that they was built for that. I mean, you guys was built for that. Actually, you know what I'm saying.
But my point is, I encountered what I'm talking about. That's why I got like, man, hold up, this because he would always step in front of us and talk about how smart he was and how we just need to do what he tells us. And it's like, dude, but you keep running that triple option into the short field, and they just using the sideline as an extra defense. Okay, well,
Right.
run. Okay, show that, and then run that power back to the field. You know what I'm saying? Like mix it up.
See, we ran in high school. We ran I formation or strong eye and that type of shit, and cross bucks. Sweeps, pass out the backfield. Hit our tight ends. I mean, it was so many wrinkles, and it was. I mean, I get that's it's basic or whatever, but
the key word you said that it was so many wrinkles.
Yeah. I mean, we had a package. I mean, the fullback had a package of plays. You know what I'm saying? The passing play, running play. You know what I'm saying? All this different shit, though, bro. It was like in running backs. That's all we practiced was everybody. All of the offensive, they had packages basically of offense that they ran. You know what I mean? And it was all over the place, bro. I'm talking about. It was there. I mean, it was. Kind of like a pro style thing, the way they was doing. We was doing it back when I was in high school, but it was the I formation though. But we always wanted to try to do some different offensive sets, and coaches like, yeah, that's cute, but we doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
That. But the one thing that they did though, which is what you're talking about, is they put the ball in the playmaker's hands. To your best athletes.
How the Bulls gonna win a championship by using Michael Jordan as a decoy?
Not at all, for real. Because Scottie Pippen gonna have a migraine. You know what I'm saying? He had a migraine, and Jordan had to do some shit, by himself.
But hold up. So how many times is Steve Kerr gonna hit the game winner by using Michael Jordan as a decoy?
That ain't gonna be all the time. Oh well, yeah, it's gonna be all the time because you don't know what Jordan gonna do.
No, but not using him as a decoy. Not okay. Jordan's on the court. We know he's the best player. But this is what I'm saying, how some of these offensive court, like, that's what they be thinking. They be thinking, oh, well, like, Josh McDaniels, answer me this. How in the hell you got Devontae Adams and he's only targeted one time in the fourth quarter? Like, explain that.
You can't.
You see what I'm saying?
He's one of the best. One of the best in the business.
He's one of the best in the business. And come on, man, that's what these dudes be thinking that they be doing, and that's why when you get like these player coaches, they're excelling. That dude Deion's gonna be fine. Shit, Antonio Pierce. Look at what he's done with the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
They
starting to play good football.
Yeah, because they got a real coach in there, not no dude in there playing games, trying to beat Bill Belichick. Dude, you ain't earned nothing to be no Bill. And then look at Bill, man. Look, like they said, like they said, boy, they gotta all put asterisk by all these Patriots and say it wasn't no Belichick, it was a Brady's way because Bill ain't even Bill no more without Brady. He finna lose his job, like I told everybody. At the beginning of the season, we seeing the last of Bill Belichick as a Patriots coach because now, look, man, come on, look at the mess the Patriots are in. I thought he was the defensive guru. They got blown out last week, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. We gonna go to the NFL, but I want to talk about the Beavers really quickly. I know we kind of mentioned them a little bit, but this is a question on one of the stories I was reading about the Beavers. Pac-12 football notes: is Oregon State 8-2 a title contender for the Pac-12? Do you think that they're a contender to do this?
They're a contender, and if they beat Washington this weekend, there's a strong possibility. And then how they beat Washington matters. If they go in there and big boy Washington and beat them, the Ducks better watch out. Because you got to throw all of the records and what they did against this team
out the window.
Throw that shit out the window. The Beavers, it's gonna be tough because they're gonna be on the road. That's number one. But the Beavers are built to win when you run the ball and play defense the way they play. That's a good recipe to win on the road. And this is the reason why they 8-2.
And they 3-2 on the road, so they're above 500 on the road too. So you gotta give them credit for that.
And I mean, look, Eugene is going to be rocking. It's the last Civil War. All of those things are going to come into play, and so you can't just get a win to Oregon because they're at home. I think about the home field advantage, and when I think about Oregon State and how they are built to actually go on the road and upset them.
Right. So we got to get past Washington first, though. But go Beavs. We're gonna pull this shit out, though. I believe in them. It'll be interesting to see, though. But I would like to see them win out. Bo Nix, that's my guy. I like him as a quarterback. I think he's gonna win a Heisman this year. But you're gonna lose against Oregon State. That's all I would say on that. Let's see here. And those are probably the two best quarterbacks in the country right now. Bo Nix and Michael Penix Jr.
Over Jaden, over your boy?
Yeah, because they win ball games, I mean, man. I mean, that's one game, I don't think that's going to just change everything. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but it was a game for the ages.
It was a game for the ages, bro. He made he I don't know where he's been early in the season. I'm probably have to look that up, but
yeah, that's what we're gonna have to check.
At the end of the day, like I like both I like Bo Nix, I like Penix. No, my thing is this is the year of the quarterback.
Yeah.
And see, a lot of people are putting that what is it? I want to say that guy from Georgia, like, man, come on. That was like when Gino Toretto was at Miami. Remember?
No, he didn't. He said Gino Toretto, my nigga. Like,
man, come on. Gino Toretto was throwing to super athletes.
Right. I see that, man.
And it's like, come on, man.
Yeah, all he did is throw it. Them niggas they was running free on their routes. The Miami teams, man, listen. Shoot, he was killing.
Yeah, well, I don't even know the Georgia quarterback name, but yeah, he on a super team.
Yeah, no, Georgia is they scary. But again, I think Oregon can play with anybody in the country.
Yeah.
I think that they're better than Washington, and I think they match up better with the other teams in the top 5. I think they can be any of those teams in the top 5, personally.
Yeah, I'd like to see Oregon play Georgia again. I think they'd be ready for them.
Yeah, it'll be a different ball game, I think. Definitely.
Than it was, 2 years ago they went down there and got blown out?
Mm-hmm. Listen, they got those, man. Listen, they got players and they got some size now. They ain't finna be undersized, going in. They got that offense too. So it'll be a hell of a game. I mean, Georgia is the 2-time defending champions, right? Shit. So I mean, I don't know what'll happen, but I think Oregon can play with them. though. I don't think that they get blown by them. Watch they end up playing in the national championship. Oregon gets blown out.
Blown out. Like, man, come on,
like,
we're good.
Yeah, right. So
who I think is maybe a little bit overrated is Michigan.
Yeah, I don't think they're that good, bro. They win in the games they're supposed to win. I'll give them that, but
I think Ohio State liable to give it to them.
No, I don't. I think they're pretenders, bro. I don't like Ohio State, bro. I do not.
I think Michigan gonna go run the table.
Yeah, I think Michigan runs the table, but they're gonna lose in the playoffs. Whoever
like
they get matched up with, yep, they're gonna lose in the playoffs. Did they even make the playoffs last year?
Yeah, they got beat by TCU. That's how TCU.
Right, that is right. That's right. Yeah. That was that, man. How they do that? But yeah, no, but I just don't, Michigan, I don't know, man. I don't see them like that. I think they're overrated, like you said. I think they're overrated. But check this out, though. Last week we was talking about NFL football. We was talking about betting on DraftKings and all that type of shit, right? And there's this particular, we talked about Cleveland. They beat Baltimore. I said Or Jack said, "Oh, the Browns were trash," and I was like, "No, that's a good football team." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they've been playing good football. They beat Baltimore. And they didn't
In
just beat
Baltimore.
Baltimore on no luck shit. They banged with them. They was just as physical, if not more physical. They was tackling better. They was doing their thing. They balled out. And so I called that one. And then what was it? The Detroit Lions. They bounced back. They 7-2, and they smashed, or they didn't really smash, but they beat LA in a game that there was a lot of scoring, but they were able to pull it out and get that victory. Those two teams, is like I said, is teams you want to watch going into the playoff push. It's Cleveland, Detroit.
Hold up. You know who I want to throw it? I want to throw because everybody was on his ass this time last year, and I
Who's
keep
that?
telling y'all, Coach Russell Wilson.
Yes.
Everybody wrote Russell off, and it's like,
Yeah.
how y'all gonna write this man off when he got one of the
Guilty.
bro?
Guilty.
You give him a good coach. Look what he does.
Guilty. Yeah, I was one of those was saying he was. I was calling him Russell Sierra.
Russell, man, Russell he that dude, man. But like I said, bro, the coaching matters, man. For the same reason I was talking about before, what the Denver is doing is what Seattle did with Russell, which is bang, 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 dink and dunk. And
because they can run the ball. They can run the ball.
It's ugly though. It's boring ball.
It don't matter. We trying to win ball games. You know what I'm saying? Low scores, we field goals, we come down, we gonna kick it on you, or something. But I like that kind of football myself, to be honest with you.
Play good
because you got to be tackling. You got to be tackling to play that kind of game. And I think they've been doing good. I think on the defensive side of the ball, because they've been tackling, team tackling has been good for them. I've been paying attention, and I thought about you too. I was like, okay, they won a little with their last two games, right?
Yeah. Ever since they got blown out by the Dolphins, they've had the best defense in the league.
So listen. So what they're what are they? 3 and
no, I think they're 4 and 5 now.
4 and 5? Okay, 4 and 5. Remember, they was 5-2.
Who?
Denver at one point, wasn't they?
No. They had a losing record.
No, that's what I'm saying. What did I just say?
You said 5.
I said 2. No, 2 and 5. Or maybe
you said 5 and 2 though.
Yeah, I meant 2 and 5. 2 and 5. There was something like 2 and 5. Yeah. Man, I like it though, but football's like that, man. Early part of the season, man. Sometimes it takes a minute. And I think the preseason, them not getting no games and playing is attributes to that kind of thing, though. But it takes like a half a season for a lot of teams to even get into a groove and figure the shit out.
Right.
And I think that that's what's happening. New coach and all that, and like with with Peyton coming in and him getting used to how Peyton coaches or whatever, Peyton figuring out
all of that,
how to use them, and right now we're starting to see what they perceive that what they wanted to see happen at the beginning of the year. It's happening now, and they gave up some games, and so they got action if they can just keep winning. I mean, we know they're gonna win. I don't think they'll win out, but if say they're gonna win 4 out of their next 5 games, that's a big turnaround for them. So
they'll be in second place because right now the Raiders are in second place in that division at 5 and 5. So
they still got action.
Right, that's what I'm saying. You'd be like, man, wait a minute, and I'm gonna be right there. I told y'all Russell just need
right.
But hold up, though. We got to welcome Kyler Murray back to the NFL. His first start back, and he won. He beat Atlanta.
Also, and he started beat it. Oh, that was okay.
Yep, he started.
Hold on, but Cincinnati lost to my boy Shroud over there at the Houston Texans.
Right. Hey, they for real, and they in it.
Listen, that boy, I told you, that boy, that quarterback. Hey, man, he's the real deal.
He's the real deal.
He's a winner. I like how he played, bro. I like him, man. I'll sit down and I'll check out the Houston games now because I like how he's playing, bro.
Hey, look, while you bullshitting, guess what their record is?
What's their record right now?
5-4.
Okay.
And they could beat the Jags. I think they play the Jags next.
And man, they lost. Didn't they lose a close one last week?
Yep, they did.
Because they could easily be what 6-3.
Yeah,
they could easily be 6-3. Because I remember I was like, man, because I think I bet on them, and it was a close. They lost a close. I was like, man, but yeah, I like that kid though. So I secretly be wanting them to win their ball games.
Well, the Patriots are 2-8. They ain't won but two They're the worst team in the AFC. The Patriots.
Damn, and they lost 10-6, bro. That's an ugly game right there.
What's up, Bill? All you Bill. Hey, Tyrone, what's up with your boy Bill? Huh?
Oh, that's his team.
He always talking about Bill Belichick and the Patriots, dog. They 2-8. It wasn't the Patriots' way.
What you mean he be talking about them? He talking about them now? He commenting?
Yeah, he quiet now.
I mean,
quiet now. They the worst team in the AFC without Brady.
Listen, bro. They're done, bro. Why are we talking about them at all?
Well, because
because of Bill Belichick.
Fired. This is the end of that.
Listen, this is just a slow death, and when it happens at the end of the season, but they don't get no shine on the show. Fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? New England is trash.
New England is trash, and I told y'all haters out there that you was gonna watch and witness the end of Bill Belichick. He's not that good of a coach. He just got lucky with Tom Brady. It was the Tom Brady way.
Listen. I'm not going to say I think he's a good coach, but you're right. It was because he had Tom Brady is where the success comes from. But to say he's not a good coach, I wouldn't go that far when it comes to him.
I'm going to say it because guess what? Before Tom Brady, we didn't even know who Bill Belichick was. We didn't even realize who he was until Tom got in. I mean, we knew he was.
But he was a good defensive coordinator for the Giants, right?
Yeah, coordinator.
He went over to Cleveland and he took Cleveland all the way to an AFC championship game.
No, he didn't. That was Marty Schottenheimer, sir.
Nah. Was it Marty?
Look it up. Yeah, Marty was the coach when they went.
Okay.
And then Marty went to the Chiefs, and then your boy Belichick took over and got fired like all them Brown coaches. And then he got his little shot.
So he came after that when they went to that because they had Bernie Kosar, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah.
And then that motherfucker got lucky with Tom Brady. Man, come on, man.
So you just gonna go? He just ain't a good coach, bro.
He's no.
At all?
No.
He's just not a good coach, bro.
No, he's not. Because without Tom Brady, the guy's a loser.
Listen, show me a coach that didn't have some kind of superstar, or a successful coach that didn't have some kind of star. You would say, like, seriously, bro. No, I guess the saying goes like this: show me a great coach, and then I'll point out to you them having the star player or somebody, you know what I'm saying, somebody special. Right, like
okay, so go back to my argument last week when I brought up Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll. Let's look at this. Okay, so if we look at the Seahawks without Russell Wilson, they're 6-3, second place behind the Niners. That's a whole remade team.
Right.
Bill Belichick ain't come close to none of that without Tom Brady. You put Tom Brady in there. Bill Belichick is the evil genius. Without that, he's a mediocre at best. He's a mediocre at best garbage coach. Like a lot of these cats that think they so smart.
So Andy Reid's is better, right?
Andy Reid, oh hell yeah. Look at what Andy just done. He's
No,
done
no,
it.
no, no. I could see that. I mean, I like Andy Reid. I think he's
Yeah,
a great coach. I
but
think he's a
look at
great
what
coach.
he's done. He's did it with Donovan McNabb. He did it with Mike Vick. You
Yep.
see the difference? He's doing it with different players.
Right. Yeah,
Belichick has
Alex
done it
Smith,
with
Alex Smith,
and look how
and
he
now
made
you got
Alex Smith.
Mahomes.
Right.
Yep. Yep.
But
He made quarterbacks into stars, bro. He
he
had
turns them
motherfuckers
into
playing.
stars. Right, right,
Yeah.
right. You feeling me, bro? Like I'm not.
Yeah.
This ain't no hate, bro. This is
Right.
just okay.
No, I get where you're coming from. I mean, I like how you breaking it down. I'm you know, I'm picking up what you putting down, man. I got you.
I'm trying to find one more on here. I mean, dude, the Bears are better than the Patriots.
That man, that ain't saying shit. The Bears is terrible.
Oh, you know what I also found out?
What's that?
You remember J.J. Young that passed away, right?
Yeah.
You know he related to Bryce Young.
Is that right?
That's his people, yeah.
Wow.
That
was my partner in school in college, bro.
Right. I was like, wait a minute, that's your damn. We ain't never get a chance to chop that up. And like, yeah, that's I think it's his nephew, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, no, he was a cool cat. I used to kick it with him a little bit. He was a good dude. You know what I mean? He would always chop it up with me whenever I seen him though. Like, he never acted like he was bigger than, anybody, that type of shit. Right. Like, cause he was kind of like a star, or whatever.
Right.
And but he never acted like that. When we'd be at parties and stuff like that, or they would come over to the dorm and all that shit, and kick it. And like, he was always, he would hang out. You know what I mean? He was a cool dude, man. It was sad when Dre sent me the information on him when he was sick and he passed away. Man, I was like, wow. Cancer, right?
Yeah, cancer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. My story about Jay though, it was so funny because it was a couple of people had him. He was like, "Over, I didn't like you when I first met you." Because they just saw me being wild in the locker room and shit like that.
Right.
Well, I got to know your ass. You a cool motherfucker.
Yeah.
And it was him.
Who else was the other dude? I think he played in the All-Star. He was the punt returner. But this was like my first year down there when I came down there.
Sleep.
Sleep, yeah, that's my partner right there. That was my gangster partner right there.
Shout out to Dwayne Owens.
Dwayne Owens. Yeah, that was my guy right there. He was cool as shit, bro. That was my partner, man. That's the one thing I was like, I was on my rap shit then. I was like, I didn't love football the same way no more. I fell in love with music at that time. But that's I was, kind of hanging out because I was trying to be on the team and I was walking on and shit. And then I was like, I did Dawn Patrol one time because I didn't go to class. And I was just like, man, I don't want to do this no more. I was done. I never thought in my wildest dreams that I would ever feel like that. And I didn't feel sad or nothing. You know what I mean? I just was like, I just didn't have a passion no more, bro. You know what I mean? I was like,
Yeah, see, that's what happened to me my senior year. After I finished, I couldn't run because I basically ripped my hamstring and it didn't heal right. It's still kind of fucked up now. And it misdiagnosed it as a knee injury. So that fofo speed was gone, and when that shit was gone, I was like, I'm gonna hang it up there.
Yeah, I mean, football was good to me, man. I love it. I mean, I love it today, but yeah, I remember that day. I remember I was looking out my dorm window, bro. I was just like, and I turned my stuff in. And I was just sitting there, man, in my dorm by myself. And I was just sitting there just thinking, just like, damn, you really ain't going to play football no more. You done. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just was like, it was crazy, bro. I mean, it was like a surreal moment. I'll never forget it. It was a trip, man. It was a trip.
See, that's what happened to me and Cedric our senior year. We played Oregon up there.
Mm-hmm.
Because the way we lost was just so retarded,
right?
And we both after the game were just sitting on the bench, just looking, And it was like, I was like, bro, we ain't gonna never see each other like this ever again in life.
Mm-hmm.
Uniform and all of that, like never again. Once we walk through that tunnel,
Right. It's it.
This part of our life is gonna be over.
Mm-hmm. It's like graduating from high school, kind of like when you look back at the school, you ain't never going back.
Right. I didn't. Yep. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That shit, like, it kind of fucks me up even thinking about it, because I remember, like you was just saying, when you looked out the window, I remember being in that moment, and then we literally was the last people in the stadium, but we just sat on the bench for a long time.
Right. Just taking it all in, man. Like, and all after that is just memories and Al Bundy stories and all that kind of stuff. And you talk about your great moments and all that.
Right.
Don usually gives me grief about that when I start talking about football or whatever, because I'll talk about the heyday and all that kind of thing, though. Or if I'm watching it, I watch it like I'm playing it, you know what I mean? Or like I coached a little bit too, so I got a chance to do that as well. So it's like whenever I watch it, I could see the whole field, I could see everything. I can, they complaining about bullshit, oh, they're cheating or they're this and that. It's like, man, this is football, man, or sports or whatever, because sports was a major factor in my life, and yours too, I'm sure. In my development as a person, in those skills and stuff that I learned, from playing sports. That's why I feel like it's important that all kids should at least experience that. I use it today, you know what I mean? But I watch football passionately, bro, especially if it's a top, a good matchup championship. A good match, a matchup game or something like that. They hitting, they tackling well both sides of the ball. I mean, I'm into that, but yeah, I remember them last days though. Football was it.
Yeah, when you have to hang it up, boys, it's woo.
It's like the military type thing. You go to war with people, and you see
it's
cats.
Those bonds and that camaraderie that you have with those men. Like you remember Doug Lewis Foe?
Yeah.
Redbone. Yeah, we was talking about this some years
What's
ago.
up with him though, man? Yeah,
he's a fire chief in LA now, and
okay.
I think the kids all grown, and
he'll
probably get ready to retire, but
if he ain't retired already,
but we was always talking about how that a lot of what guys be missing is that camaraderie.
Mm-hmm.
You got to go to the workout with your boys,
right.
You're doing all of these things, and then once that's over, now you got to be a civilian, and a lot of people don't understand that transition.
Right.
And I remember going through a bit of depression, because it was like one day I'm doing workouts, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and then the next day I got to go get a job and be normal.
Right. It ain't the same shit. You got to adjust to that.
You got to adjust. And it took me to when I went to Australia and kind of found my way to where I kind of adjusted really. And then I even played. Like I played in a little semi-pro league over there.
Yeah, I remember you told me that.
Yeah, and that kind of helped settle my spirit, because it was like, okay, because man, Oregon State made me feel like I wasn't good enough no more. Like that was the only time ever that I played football that I felt like, I wasn't good. And then it was like I played over there. Well, I actually played in Portland with whatchamacallit them before I went.
With the Buccaneers.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna do that. I was contemplating making a comeback and playing for the because my cousin Nate was playing there too.
Yeah, Nate, that's who got me to do it, Nate. That's your cousin?
Yeah. That's my cousin, yeah.
Because
he was on the podcast. He was commenting on the podcast. Big Body Griff. That's him. That's Nate.
Shouts out to Nate, because he'll remember. When I came out there, them niggas didn't know who I was.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, I'd be on some little weird bullshit, right?
Right.
But I wasn't tripping. I was like, my football mind hadn't really kicked back in yet. But he'll remember we was playing this one team, and I was on the kickoff return.
Right.
I mean, the kickoff team. Bro, I ran down there, and it just opened up like they just parted like the Red Sea, and the dude didn't see me coming.
And blasting.
Boy, I ran through his chest. And I hit him so hard, like I lit him up, and I just ran in front of this through our sideline, popping my, remember we was popping your collars?
Yeah.
I'm popping my collars, like, y'all niggas don't know who I am. And your boy Nate was like, boy, I told y'all, right?
Right.
And then it was late, so same game later on, because they was playing your boy off like he was a gump. But I wasn't really asserting myself either, though.
Right.
I was just like, okay. So, but later on that game, they had me playing outside linebacker, and they was like, go in for somebody.
Uh-huh.
Man, they called the blitz. I came off the edge, and instead of me just hitting him, I dove in the air and twisted the quarterback shoulder pass, and that ball shot up the other way. And the dude he was like a player coach, he scooped it up and ran it like 50 yards for a touchdown. And I was like, and we came onto the sideline. He was like, look, you starting outside linebacker right now. That's you. And the other dude, he was Nate remember this shit. Nate, tell this story because you was there. Everyone was like, dog, no, you Miles.
Right, yeah. We gonna play,
like, that nigga played at Oregon State, y'all. Y'all don't even know who this is.
Right. And they're crushing these niggas.
Oh man, I had fun, and it was like right after that game is when I left and went to Australia because I didn't finish the season with him. But boy, I was content. I still remember after that game, like partly doing it, just kicking my feet up, like nigga, you wasn't garbage. You were just on the garbage team.
Because I was gonna do it for a minute. Because Chad, who I played in high school with, they was playing. I forget what it was, a different team, Raiders or something like that, and they was playing over there. And it's like, man, come out, because I was working out, all the time. But and I was like, man, I ain't played football in a while. I was like, I thought about it, and I was like, nah, I ain't doing it. I said I'm gonna get hurt, nigga, fucking around.
Right.
That's really what I was thinking about. Shit that kind of calmed down the music. I was still doing the music. No, I was still doing music, but my son was born, and I was working and stuff like that. So I was, I could have played, but I went out a couple times and looked at practice, and they was like, man, you gonna come out and play with us and all this? And I was like, man, I don't know, bro. I thought about it, man. I was like, man, no, I'm cool. I didn't want to. I just didn't want to get hurt. You know what I mean? I said it'd be just my luck. I went all through high school injury free. You know what I mean? Here I am playing, trying to relive my glory days, bro, and fuck around and get blow a knee, nigga. Of all time to do it. No, but I just didn't have the desire to do it again, man. But I did contemplate it though. Especially when I was in shape.
In Sydney, they when they finally figured out I can QB. Bro, I had that we was running shotgun and shit like that, whatever. Man, that shit opened up like the Red Sea. I had a 91-yarder.
Damn.
But
you said was it like NCAA? You said the rules or how they was playing, or how was that?
It was NCAA, but it was like as if you were playing D3 high school ball.
Right.
But you 30.
Right. He said, "But you 30." He playing D3.
I think I ran about 25 yards, and then my ham locked up on me.
Oh.
It was like, if you was in shape, boy, I'd have did it. Like, ooh, that would have felt good. But dude, I got 25 yards into that run. Oh, hop, fall. Like, what?
Damn. Ooh, the hamstring is the worst kind of injury to get though, because you really gotta let that rest, and then your explosiveness, you're gonna be timid.
Well, the thing is, what I learned at that age is is I learned why those wind sprints used to do were very important, because after that, like I didn't rip it, it just like kind of pulled it. And so after work, I started running like 20 wind sprints at the park at my house.
Right.
And then and you can see each game, like bro, we made the playoffs, and I had, man, that's when I finally hung it up, because the last game of the season that put us in the playoffs, I threw a touchdown and ran two.
Right, right.
And had a pick.
Oh, you played both ways?
Yeah, oh yeah. And dude, I had this one. We were playing Sydney University, and they were like a college team, you know, young.
Right.
They had this Samoan cat that thought he was tough, and the coach gave it to him 3 consecutive times, running right at me.
Right, right.
That didn't go too well for them. And on that third one, he literally it was like first and goal. Ran right at me. Me and him met in the hole. And then when I hit him, I was like, "Oh, you are weak. You one of them. You know, you big, but you weak."
Yeah, you can feel it. You can feel it.
Right. And then they lined up, and the coach was like, "No, fuck that. Run it again."
Like, he ain't finna get away with this.
I did him again. And then on the second time, now I jumped up talking shit, because I was like, "Nigga, this the pack." I was on that Pac-10 shit. Like, this the pack, nigga. Y'all don't know who the fuck I am. You know,
Right.
I was like, the motherfuckers finna run it again. 4th and goal from because they lost yards.
Right.
He ran that bitch at me again. And boy, I lit his ass up again. But this time, as I drug my body across his body, I just hopped up and was running to their sideline, snatching my helmet off. Like, what? Y'all don't know who the fuck I am. Y'all better Google my shit, boy. Yeah, that shit was fun. And,
I know them coaches was pissed after.
Boy, that shit was, bro. It was a cool way to end it. We end up losing that game because that motherfucker. So we scored to go ahead. I threw a touchdown, and it had me on playing like strong safety, right?
Right.
First play, that motherfucker threw an out route, but I was so tired at this point. Like, I had the pick, but bobbled it, and that motherfucker went to the other side. They went straight down the field and scored the game winner. But the first play of that drive, that motherfucker was like, "Okay, we finna go right at him." And I like bobbled. You know, he threw the out, and I jumped it, and I bobbled because I was kind of tired,
right,
and dropped it. That motherfucker didn't throw that shit to my side no more.
right. That was a chance to kill the game.
Yep. But yeah, it was a cool feeling though, boy. Because like I said, we started off like it was a white dude from Australia that went to Idaho who was the QB, but that motherfucker couldn't move, literally.
He said he couldn't move.
He couldn't. That motherfucker could not. It's like he had cement in his hips or something, and it was weird. And then he was like, "Yeah, man, we'll put you in." And then it was like, "Oh shit, this motherfucker." And then it was like one day he figured, "Okay, you good." And then it was like probably like 2 or 3 games later, he was like, "Man, you play defense?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, I can play defense." Because I didn't go out there like, "Hey, you know what I'm saying?" I was low key.
Right. So did you guys go? Would they do tryouts, or you just go and sign up for a team like when we was young or something like that?
Yeah. I just so happened one day I was at work and seen an article in the Morning Herald about this gridiron game.
Right.
And then I just looked up the numbers and shit and called, you know, as you do.
Right.
Called him up, and he was like, "Oh yeah, we practice around this time at this." Yeah, I was like, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna come check you out."
Right.
What?
Well, shit. I mean, like you said, to get it out your system, though. That's a good way to go out, though. You know, have fun.
It was a great, bro. I'm telling you, Ray, that shit. Okay, So, like I said, it's like at that time, if you went back to like play, but it's like D3, like Benson, y'all was like D1.
Right.
So what was like D3 like?
So it would be like, so it would have been 3A. That was the biggest at the time. When we was playing, we was in the biggest one. So that would have been the number one. Then you had AA and single A.
So it'd have been like you going back playing single A.
Yeah. I would have been in there doing my thing then.
That's what I'm saying, man. It was like
Herschel.
Right.
Man.
It was like they used to be like, oh, we got a like American Mike Vick, because Mike Vick was
the guy, yeah. So they looking at you like, oh, he out here killing these motherfuckers. He fast as a motherfucker and everything. Yeah. And they just out here novice. Might have played, some didn't, or most of them didn't, whatever. You getting out there just doing your thing on them.
Right. Shoot, I threw a touchdown pass to the dude was a chiropractor. He was my age now.
He said he was a chiropractor.
Yeah, that motherfucker, little skinny white dude, but shit, I threw a nice dime to that fool. And he was, man, touch. Man, yeah. Like I said, it was just a trip, the level,
Right. That's dope though. Shit, those are the football war stories, the Al Bundy stories. That was the Al Bundy story. Yeah. But football, sports, and all that kind of stuff, though, especially for young men, is important. I think. No matter how good you are or whatever, but just to be a part of that and learn to compete and work with other people and those kind of things is very, very important,
and good life skills.
Absolutely. Because you learn how to work with people, how to work for a common goal and understand that everything ain't necessarily all about you, working hard, being accountable, being responsible for your, handling your responsibilities in this collective, or whatever. And, all that stuff is it transfers over to, real life, you know what I mean? And, competing, accepting loss, understanding what losses is and how to deal with those type of things, with, things, bad things happen, how to deal with it. You know what I mean? As far as athletics, when you lose or if, bad calls, you have to, you learn how to cope with those things and continue on to the goal and completing the goal and that kind of thing. So yeah, I'm glad like my little cousins playing, they get the experience that's why I'd be so happy for them. It's more than, I don't care if you guys don't win the game, but they finished about 500 or one game under 500, but the idea that he's playing and he's got friends and he's got a camaraderie, you got a role to play, it's important what you do, and understanding that's those are the biggest lessons. And for me, I just chuckle about that because that'll make them better men,
absolutely, because
of that experience. But we can go ahead and wrap this thing up. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on Football Talk Tuesday. Ray Nelson, Marcus O. We'll be back next Tuesday on you guys. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and come check us out on Friday nights for the PDX Dope Live podcast. Myself, Marcus O, along with the rest of the crew, will be on there talking crazy and sharing some news with you. But you guys have a good evening, and we out of here. Deuces. Shout out to Ebony. I see you in there. Out.